Welcome to my very welcome to my first YouTube video ever. I care about sound, and because recently I've been listening to a lot of music, a ton of podcasts, and a fair amount of YouTube, I decided that I wanted to buy my next pair of true wireless earbuds. Before I buy what I'm about to show you, I had these ones. They are called the G1 Habit G1, and they were really good. I really love them. The fit is nice and snug. The sound quality was good enough for me. Unfortunately, it broke, so I was on the market for a new one. And I got something really nice, I believe. So there are some true wireless earbuds from this company called Phil. Apparently, they've been making a name for themselves. You can check out many of the reviews out there in YouTube that are really good, and apparently they've been making a name for themselves. In particular, they had this product called the Phil T1X. So that pair of earbuds was really popular, really good, and I decided to buy it. But just before I was about to make my purchase, I realized they have a brand new product. So the second version of that, if you will, and they are called the T1XS version. So I went and bought it, and that's what I'm about to show you. Now, one of the things that people complain about the initial model, the T1X model, was that the case was too big. Everything was good, sound quality, the durability of it. They even have an app, which I will get onto later on the video. But one thing that people complained was about the case. It was too bulky. Now, apparently they listened to the customers and they have a new version of it, and it is snug and petite. It is small and petite. In fact, it's so small that I've got it right here. This is what I'm about to show you.
Alright, so once that we have the box, let's open it up. Now, to be honest, in all honesty guys, I already opened it, but this is just because I want to give you as close as possible to a true unboxing experience, which you will get once you get the product. So the box looks quite nice. It has this nice matte flat finish with some shiny sticker-like images of the product, but everything that you could possibly read out of it and that is of interest is in here, such as these being true wireless stereo Bluetooth, 2 times fast charge, low latency mode, 2 microphones, IPX5 water resistance, and an app, which we'll get into later on in the video. Alright, so let's open this up. Once you get the cover out, there we go. You can see the product. Looks quite nice and quite small. Look at how small this is. For comparison, this is obviously a AA battery, and yeah, that's the comparison. It's quite petite, quite small. So let's peel this off. Nice. Right. And now I want to show you, let's put this aside for a second. The earbuds get inside this piece of foam that are protecting them. Phil, the Art of Audio, it says in there. Nothing much to it, it just protects the product nicely. Then we get the documentation. Now I would really love to not see these in packages, because truly they are just waste, and the first company that manages to ditch them all together will have my support. It's in English, by the way, so you can read it. It's a quick start guide for the connection and the sync process, so that's it. Chinese on the back, and the entirety of this manual is in Chinese, but it's quite self-explanatory with the images. The one that you will care the most about is this. but I believe everything is on the website anyway. So okay, let's get this also aside. And well, you have USB-C cable. It's very short. I'm not sure why the fuss about many YouTubers that really express their hate against micro USB. I don't dislike micro USB. It's kind of old, but I still have plenty of those around. But okay, this is a new standard, and if you care for that, it's here. What else? They provide you with 1, 2, 3 pairs, 3 additional pairs of ear tips, just to make sure that you have that nice fit for your massive ears or your tiny ear canals. Anyway, they also provide 2 extra sets of ear hooks. Well, that's not entirely accurate, because only these and the ones that are mounted inside have the hooks. There is a third pair that doesn't have such hooks, like this one, for example. This just looks like a loop that will fit on the earbud itself and will get you a nice fit. Okay, so now let's have a look at it. So, not sure if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Alright, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a nice black polish finish, and like I said already before, it's just small, nothing underneath. On the back, the port, charging port, and listen to this. It's a nice and satisfying snapping. Also, the pairing process is quite fast when you open them, and it usually takes you 3 seconds to put them on your ears, and or maybe let's say 5 tops, but by that time they are already paired, so that's a plus. They pair really fast. Let's have a look at them. Alright, so this is what one of them looks like. This is the shape, as you can see. There we have our 2 charging pin connectors. They charge in 40 minutes. They truly charge in around that time. They advertise around 6 times of battery life, and I would say that's quite accurate. They last around 6 hours for me, maybe a little bit less, but that's quite okay, because they charge fast. So the charge, you get, I really forgot, but you get 6 hours battery life with the on each earbud, and I believe this thing can charge it up to 2 times more or so. Okay, so that's how they look like, and now let's have a look at some other comments. Oh, for example, I'm gonna try the fit, so that will come next. So as far as the fit, I am happy to report that they can give you a really nice and secure fit. I usually listen to them in this configuration whenever I am doing exercise, or whenever I'm cycling, or whenever I am active. You see the hooks are inside my ears. Now I have another way of listening to them, and that is by having them in this position pointing up. And I realized that it's more comfortable to wear them in this upright position, as you can see here in the video. But both orientations are secure enough for me. Now, there is another thing that I want to point out, and that is the controls of this. I'm happy to say that they allow you to control everything on them. You can do play, pause, increase volume, decrease volume, go to the next track, and then go to the previous track. You can do all these things. Oh, and also you can call your Siri, or you can call your Google Assistant. And I believe that's about it, what you can do. Well, you can also long press and get into this awareness mode, toggle it on and off, and I think that's it. But that's plenty of stuff that you can do. Now, I realized that I prefer to put them inside of this easy mode, I believe it's called. That's the translation, at least. And that only allows you to play, pause, summon your Google Assistant,
I think, and get inside of this awareness mode. So the reason why I got into that is because normally I don't really need to increase and decrease the volume when I'm on the go. I'm usually cycling, and all I care for is just to. I have most of my controls elsewhere. So, but anyway, if you like to have all your controls in there, these are really good for that. Right, so there's another thing that I missed telling you, and that is about the microphone on these. So they claim they have two microphones, and they make a really good use of them. And why is that? It's because whenever you get IPX6 or 7, I'm not sure, the ones that are truly submergible, the ones that you can truly dunk into water and that you can swim in them, that you can shower with them, that was the case with these previous ones. And although those features were very nice, that means that usually earbuds that have such a feature are more enclosed, and hence the microphone is not as good. So the microphone on something like this was a bit always muffled, and it wasn't up to standards on quality, up to the point where whenever I was talking to anyone, in particular my partner, using these, they would always ask me, hey, I cannot listen to you quite okay. Could you please remove your stuff and then call me back? So that was very, very annoying. And I'm happy to report that that's not the case with this. You can talk nicely with them, nicely with everyone. I haven't had any complaint. And yeah, I would like to uh, uh, um, allow you to be the judge of the sound of the micro, of how the microphone sound on these, because that's quite cool in my opinion. So, all right, you can listen to it right here. So this is a test of the sound coming from my phone. This is how other people will listen to me whenever I'm on calls with them and I am on a quiet environment. And this is the quality of sound that people will listen to whenever I'm using my earbuds. This is the sound coming from the earbuds T1XS. Testing, testing 1, testing, testing 2. Hello.
Hello?
All right. So this is a test of the call. Can you hear me okay?
Huh?
Can you gauge the call quality? Can you tell me if you can hear me okay? Can you listen to what I'm saying? All right. Can you understand me?
Yeah.
All right. So to complete the test, I'm going to tell you a joke. You ready for a joke?
Oh, here we go.
Because I know some jokes. What kind of music do bunnies like best?
Mm,
Hip hop.
really?
Da-doom.
Yeah, that went down like a lead balloon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Yo.
Hello. This is another test, and I'm on the street. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, there's just a bit of an interruption like in the actual call, like a bit of lag.
A bit of lag on the actual call.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm approaching to the road where there is a fair amount of traffic. There is some cars coming, and there is also some wind. Can you tell me what's the quality of sound that you can get?
It's alright. I can still hear the wind, so it's alright. I can understand you.
You can hear the wind, okay? And
I
there's
can
a car
hear the
coming.
car going. Yeah, I can hear the car coming fast.
You
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
the
hear you
car,
alright.
but you can still hear me. That's the point, right? Uh, you can still distinguish my words, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's all I wanted to know. All right, see ya.
Alright,
Okay, so let's discuss about how they sound. Well, to be honest, they sound really good. For all standards and for all practical purposes, they are good enough for me. Like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of news, when I am doing exercise, when I am commuting to and from work. So I like them. But if I had to give you some description as to what they sound, if you do not pair them with the app, they don't sound that nice. But luckily, they do have an app, and it's kind of. I'll try to put some screenshots of it, of the application. Um, but it has this one mode that is called bass, I believe. And whenever you put them in there, they have a really nice bass. I realize that I am kind of like a bass head. I like to listen to some bass on to my music. I also realized that they are plenty loud. That was one of the things that people loved about the previous model, and I'm happy to report that this model, at least for my liking, it is also quite loud. To give a perspective on your phone, um, whenever you listen to music, normally you have to go to what, 50, 60% to listen to things okay. With these, I need to go maximum at 40%, and that's comfortable enough for me. Maybe I hit 50% when I am cycling, but that's already because of the wind, the way the wind cuts on it, and it makes this rattling noise. Um, but yeah, they're plenty loud. I usually listen to them at 40% or less when I am in bed and I just want to be quiet and chill. Now, when you pair them with the application, the music experience is really enhanced, and you go into previews and old music that you really want to listen to, and then it brings new vibe again. It's really nice. I really enjoy them for a lot of listening because they're perfect for what I do: listening, podcast, and doing lots of YouTubing. Maybe more YouTube than I would care to admit, but yeah, they're good. Um, yeah, if you want them, I would recommend doing the purchase. I bought them for around the equivalent of, I don't remember, maybe I paid 48 British pounds for them. That translates to around 50 something US dollars. So that's quite okay for a price for something like this. I have a couple of comments about the fit. I really, really like the hooks that they have, because they give me a better secure fit. But my comments is I have to compare them with the only other thing that I have available, and that's something like this. All right, yeah. So this is my previous earbud, and they have this like shark fins. I really, really love that they would have gone with this, with a design like this, because this just fits perfectly, perfectly on my head. No matter how hard I would shake my head, they would not come off. In contrast, although still secure, the Phil T1XS's, they don't feel secure in my head. Not that I will shake much, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a shaking test. All right, so this is the shaking test. You see, I felt them wobbling a little bit, but perhaps that's just because it's the shape of my ear that is a little bit weird. This is just very, very subjective, as you might know. But okay, they isolate the sound a lot, and they have one feature in which if you tap them for around 2 seconds or so, they give you this awareness mode in which you can all of a sudden listen to everything and then listen to conversations whenever someone is trying to talk to you. So that's handy whenever you want to listen to both music and be aware of your surroundings. I don't use it much, but hey, it's there. Whenever you're running, if you want to be aware of your surroundings, whenever I'm cycling, that's when I'm using the most. But yeah, it's really good. Now the isolation, the passive isolation on these, they claim they have some active noise cancellations, I believe. I haven't tested that, but the passive noise isolation is quite good for my liking. In fact, it's so good that whenever you're listening to them, let's say on your bed at night in a very quiet environment, what's going to happen is that you will be able to listening to this kind of like hissing noise, that is a white noise that is the background, and then the music comes on top of that. So that's how good the noise isolation, the passive noise isolation of these is. Um, Besides from that, whatever, since they get plenty loud, you will usually listen to them at 30, 40, 50%. That's up to what I would listen to them. And they would be clear for all purposes. Um, so yeah, now I'm going to show you a bit about the app if I can. And then I will give you my final comments. That app is this one. It's called Phil. All right. So once you install it, the app at the beginning, I just want to show you, you will see something like this. You will have to first select the earbuds that you have, and these ones are in the Phil T1 series, and the ones that I'm pairing are the Phil T1XS. So then you go through the pairing process, and this is what will greet you. This will be the initial screen. But I want to show you something before. If you go to settings, you can over here change your voice search settings, and then you can change for Chinese or English or first. Now this is just for the language recognition, which I'm not sure if it's good or not. You can change your source quality either to be normal, high, or literally source quality. I haven't used this, but I guess yeah, it has options to use 2G, 3G, and 4G. It has a little it has a play app that you can do stuff with, and I believe you can download music through it, but I think you have to be registered, and I don't think that's enabled on the Western markets anyway. I don't use it. But all right, let's go. Once you have already paired this is your one of the most useful screens, because it tells you the battery that you have, battery levels on the three items, on each of the earbuds, right and left, and also on your case. Cool. So now if you go to the next page, this is the one that I spend most of the time. And this is where you can just quickly toggle between the original sound signature that they ship these earbuds with. In my opinion, is not the best. I prefer this one because I'm a little bit of a bass head and I prefer bass. So what else? Right, you can increase the treble if you want, and there is a bunch of defaults for EQ settings that you in case you want to use them, they are there. Right, so like I said, the one that I prefer the most is just this one. They sound really good. Now you obviously have your volume going up and down. This is your digital signals processing. I'm not sure what it does really, because whenever I toggle it on and off, it doesn't really, I cannot really notice what it does, but hey, if anyone knows, let me know. You can also change your setting to something that is more to your liking. If you want to tweak things in here, you can apply your own setting. All right, now if we go to the last screen, in here you can change a bunch of other things. For example, the feature at top is the one that would actually allow you to enable this so-called, I think the Chinese translation is omnipotent mode. So pretty much you have access to all the features, right? So you can tap 1 second for increasing the volume, 1 second. You can tap 1 time to increase the volume, tap 3 times to decrease the volume. You can tap 2 times to do other features. It's all in here, and it's quite easy to get used to it. So, but you can disable it if you decide that you don't like this. Right, so if you can disable it, and then they will go into this easy mode, and that will only give you control of your play and pause, and have your awareness mode. If you toggle this on, this will give you the latency profile that you are listening, that you're that you are using. That be either it be for gaming, or for listening to music, or for watching video content on your phone or your tablet, whatever. Then this is, I believe, the ability of the phone to realize whether or not you have them on your ears. So that would be the wearing sensor that they have. I believe it's just a proximity sensor. Then check your firmware. I guess I'm hoping that they will update this into English at some point. But for now, let's continue. Right, so on this feature, what you can do is, I don't really remember. Right, so on this feature you can, on this feature you can do the wearing. You can adjust the wearing position of it so that the phone detects that you have them on. So it's pretty much calibrating the sensor that they have. And also you can calibrate the sensitivity of the touches, and you can confirm to that, and you can recover your left-right sync in case they unpair, and you can reset everything down there. Not that I'm gonna click on it, but just so you know. And yep, I believe that's it. Oh, and over here there's an inbuilt player that they have. So yeah, it's there. Now, if you want to go to this, if you want to see the manual, you can actually see it by going into service, and you can go into manuals, and then inside the manuals you can go and check your earbuds, and over here is the information that you will need, right? So this is how you pair them, and that's how you do a manual sync. All right, so yep, that's it. I'm really happy with the app. I'm really a fan of this mode. Really nice. So, should you buy them? Well, if what I've told you during this video ticks most of the boxes that you're looking for in true wireless earbuds, then yes, they certainly did for me, and I'm happy with the purchase. If you're interested, I will leave the link below. And that's it. Have a good one. Goodbye.